Hey everybody, if you didn't see my trailer reaction video to this new XCOM Chimera game, go and check that out. I'll have a link down below that you can do that. You'll see that 2K suspiciously put this folder on my desktop, and it says, to Commander Odd, top secret, do not open. Obviously, we're gonna open it. There's 2 files in here. We looked at the trailer, but now we've got new XCOM gameplay. How long is this? 6 minutes, 23 seconds. Let's go. We're gonna play the whole thing through, and I'm not gonna pause it, and then we'll go through it again, and we'll pause, maybe talk about certain things. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I'm really excited for it. We have a new XCOM game. It's a little different than you might think, though. If you saw the trailer, you're gonna know it's different. It's a departure. It's not a sequel to XCOM 2. It's a departure. It's something different, standalone. Let's go. Peace.
XCOM Chimera Squad is
we
a
got
brand
voiceover.
new turn-based tactics game in the acclaimed XCOM series. In XCOM 2, players led the resistance against the alien rulers of Earth and their puppet government. 5 years later, Earth is liberated, and humans and aliens must forge an uneasy peace. Welcome to City 31, where former combatants live side by side with unity hanging in the balance.
That's so cool.
This game follows Chimera Squad, an elite team of human and alien agents chosen for their abilities and dedication. Sent to help secure City 31, Chimera Squad's success will keep the city safe, but their failure will mean renewed violence. At the heart of the game are Chimera Squad's tactical operations,
this
where
is
the
so
agents
different.
respond to combat in the city. Each of these battles are divided into encounters.
Okay.
Breach mode
We talked about this in the trailer.
new feature to combat. This phase begins each encounter and allows you to choose Chimera Squad's entry points and agent turn order. Burst in, get the drop on enemies, and unleash devastating special abilities.
Oh, that's cool.
The tactical
I like
choices
that.
you make during a breach can set the tone for the entire encounter. Will you head to cover or engage with targets? Will agents operate solo or work together? Do you concentrate fire on the most threatening enemy, or do you try to take down multiple weaker targets first? Either way, don't expect to clear an entire room during the breach phase. Some encounters have multiple breach points to choose from, each with distinct advantages and disadvantages.
I love that. That is
Some
going to be
breach
really
points
neat.
are only accessible by specific agent abilities or equipment.
Oh. Okay, so you got breach.
All units'
Combat,
turns are
I imagine,
interleaved,
is-
which means that Chimera Squad agents and enemies alternate turns in a single timeline. Turn order is an important aspect of your tactical plan.
that is-
Knowing which enemy and agent will act next will be crucial in dealing with threats.
That's a game changer.
This timeline presents new opportunities. Some agents and enemies can change units' places in the timeline. Chimera Squad has an ability called Team Up. Once per mission, you can choose a member of your squad to jump right to the top of the turn order. This can allow you to get an agent to safety or to get the drop on an enemy.
That's going to be
Agents who
so
take a
hard
beating
to
and lose all
change
their hit points
mindset-wise.
start bleeding out. Another agent must then stabilize their ally. Stabilized agents remain unconscious for the rest of the battle. If an agent bleeds out entirely, the mission fails and must be restarted. Keeping your agents healthy and in the field is critical, as agent abilities synergize with each other in different ways. Each agent has a unique set of skills that they can bring to the team. Some agents can
farewell.
destroy an enemy's cover to give the rest of the squad a better chance to hit. Other
that's
agents
sick.
can forcibly move units, triggering an ally's overwatch or pulling an ally to safety.
That's dirty.
Some agents can even shield a teammate.
This is cool.
Equipment can provide additional abilities to any agent. The unique and varied skills of Chimera Squad will provide endless opportunities for tacticians. Every mission begins and ends at HQ, your hub for all operations. New missions and their potential rewards can be viewed in the city map. Chimera Squad can embark on some missions immediately. Investigations can speed progress towards critical missions. Some missions may not have the most tantalizing rewards.
There's a
but
lot
need
to
be
take in on this
prioritized
screen
for
that
other
I can't
reasons, like
process it
lowering
all
the
right
level
now.
of unrest. Each district in the city has its own unrest score. If any district score maxes out, the unrest of the entire city will rise.
Okay.
If overall city unrest reaches a critical
Similar
level,
to like the
Chimera
Avatar
Squad
progress,
will
maybe?
fail their campaign, and the model city of unification will be consumed in chaos and violence. Promote any agents who ranked up during their last encounter in the armory. Promotions give agents new abilities to use in the field.
Oh, there's some perk tree
You can
stuff?
also adjust their equipment here. Stock up on your equipment and supply.
I'm not
and
seeing
the
anything
Scavenger's
about
Market.
customizing
Supply
names
is
and
always
things.
open for business, but lacks some of the more exotic goods the Scavenger's Market is known to offer. However, the Scavenger's Market only opens occasionally.
When we watch this
May
again,
not
we're gonna
always be
pause at like
around.
all of these and analyze
At the
what's
assembly,
happening here,
you can
'cause there's a
create
lot
items
happening
and
that's
upgrades
different.
for sale at the store. You'll need to research patterns before you can build them. If you want to avoid being down an agent mid-mission, you can build androids to fill in for unconscious allies.
Oh,
You can upgrade
that's
these
cool.
androids and change their equipment, but they don't have special abilities. If an agent is critically wounded, they may develop a scar, which will lower a key
sweet.
stat. Assigning an agent to training will repair the scar, if you can afford to have the agent out of commission for a few days. Training can give an uninjured agent improved stats or even new abilities. Spec Ops can be used to send a single agent out to gain resources or for other strategic goals, like lowering the level of unrest in various districts of City 31. Chimera Squad must prevent anarchy at all costs. City 31 is the first step toward a unified future. A lot is riding on the shoulders of Chimera Squad. A lot is riding on you.
Okay, that's so much to take in. We could take like little snippets of each scene there and really dive in deep, which we're going to do here in a second. But my first thought towards this is it's such a different product from XCOM 2 that you almost have to wonder, like, what's the guiding principle for this? Why are they doing this when it could be like, you know, there's got to be an XCOM 3, right? Like, when's that coming? But there's a lot of things in here that appear to be quite experimental compared to XCOM 2. And let's go through this again. We're going to talk about a lot of these different things that we're seeing pop up, and we'll kind of see if we can glean some more information from them when
Side by side,
we pause on it
with
and
unity
actually reflect.
hanging in the balance. This game follows Chimera Squad, and
So visually it looks like I don't know what kind of settings these are, or who knows. It doesn't look as polished, I would say, as like an XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. But maybe it's just a smaller team or what have you.
team of human and alien agents chosen for their abilities and dedication. Sent to help secure City 31, Chimera Squad's success will keep the city safe, but their failure will mean renewed violence.
Okay, so let's get into this. Let's whoa. Okay, so you have all of these different districts: Angler's Point, Downtown, the Stacks. I imagine that these are randomly generated areas, so that it's different every time. We have that city anarchy meter, which seems to be the Avatar progress. You have to manage not just the overall city, but then those kind of districts within it. We're looking at the objective in the top left: uncover hidden operation in Renova Heights, and it looks like some of these things have a timer associated with it, so you have to prioritize all these different mission types. There's these field team abilities down here. I'm not sure if we got a lot of information on that. Mission types: last stand, so maybe some type of like horde defense, tech support, no idea. That could be anything, hacking, what have you. Hidden faction target, 3 days. Investigate progeny presence, no idea. No idea at all. In terms of the overall interface, the style of the buttons and stuff does give me kind of like a mobile vibe almost, but this is not a mobile game. This is 100% digital only, PC only. And I imagine, again, that's maybe part of kind of this smaller development team that was working on this. But who cares? There's a lot of cool stuff coming in here. So here, this is like a detailed breakdown of the tech support mission. A 31 PD patrol located at a rogue server, but it's heavily guarded. If we detach it from its network, we'll gain insight into our current investigation. We get some credits. So in terms of resources, we've got credits, intel, and Illyrium to manage. And this is going to reduce some of that unrest, which is going to become important to keeping your city anarchy stuff down. So we send an APC out here. It seems like some of these mechanics that have been introduced, the breaching, the planning for different missions and things like that, kind of gives me some Long War vibes. I didn't enjoy Long War very much because it just felt too long, in my opinion, like the name sounds. But there were some interesting mechanics in there in terms of like mission prep and stuff. So I wouldn't surprise me if that's where they got some of these ideas from. But let's see what's next.
Tactical operations.
Okay, squad loadout screen. We've got 5 soldiers currently. I don't know if that's the max. I imagine you probably don't start with 5, right? And you'll see here, this is shield. They were talking, and we'll talk about this later, but there were these droids that you could make to replace people. And I always struggled with ways to get mechs involved in XCOM, and maybe this is the better way to handle that. Looks like we've got multiple gun attachments. We've got submachine guns, shotguns, assault rifles so far, and then different inventory slots, different types of grenades. I don't know what this is. We've got our gremlin here. Maybe that's the gremlin, actually. That very well could be. The names: Torque Terminal, Godmother, Verge, and Shield. All right.
Where the agents respond.
Oh, and what was that at the bottom? This looks like one of those scars, maybe, that we heard about later in the footage. So it's probably represented here. I imagine if we hover over this, we could probably see what it is.
The agents respond to combat in the city. Each of these battles are divided into encounters.
Okay, so this is cool. Each battle is divided into encounters. The first thing is this breach mode.
Breach mode.
This sounds awesome.
New feature to combat. This phase.
Okay, let's pause here again. So, breach mode, what's going on? We have 3 different options in this scenario. We can go in the side window, we can go in the main door, we can go in the side window here. I'm guessing these are probably agent slots. So side window, you could probably put 1 person there. Main door, bigger, you could put 4 people in. Side window, you could put 1. Now, the interesting thing is going to be, how do you decide, do you want to split up your guys? That's risky. But maybe you'll have to, and maybe it'll be value add, because they talked later on about how certain breach options would only be available based on your agent's skills. And then we saw the Viper, and he kind of like, I don't know, did he go into like a grate or something? That was really cool. So some of these are going to have limited options and maybe more powerful, which would be kind of cool. There's also these downsides. So on the side window, it says low visibility. Enemies are harder to hit. Delayed scan. Last unit through this entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. And that's interesting, because not only does it take into account the number of enemy or the number of agents that you can put through the door, but also the order in which you're placing them. So who are you comfortable being marked? Cool. Side window, surprise, successful shots on enemies during breach will stun. Wow, okay. I don't know what the 5 shield thing represents. No idea. I don't know what any of this actually represents. I'm just going based off of my first guess here. If we look down here, this seems to be probably his unlocked skills. I don't know what this is. Maybe a willpower attribute with the brain here. Ammo, I guess. And I guess, yeah, that's it.
Begins
okay, let's keep going.
Encounter and allows you.
So Blue Blood's available, Cherub, Patchwork, and Verge. Now, I don't know what these are. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Maybe this is a health thing.
To choose Chimera Squad's entry points and agent turn.
Yeah, see, check this out. So as the second one gets placed in here, I imagine this is the mark taking effect. So it's always just going to place it on whoever's last.
Burst in, get the drop on enemy.
Oh, let's see that. Let's see that in detail.
Burst in, get the drop on.
Okay. I don't know if this is too much detail for you guys, but I love this stuff. I love being able to just dive in and just analyze. It's so cool. Okay, so first of all, he's got this thing saying surprised. Maybe this only happens during the breach. There was that third breach option that made your shots do a stun of some kind. Maybe that's what surprise represents. I guess this is the potential damage output 3 to 5. Yeah, that's as expected. And this is a breach fire. So yes, fire shot at a target, 100% chance to hit. Yeah, right. Aim, weapon range, surprised, and low visibility. So it looks like some of those breach options that talked about low visibility is going to be like a permanent detriment to your chances to hit if you take that breach option. Or maybe it's just with that. It's probably just with that soldier. We'll see. It also breaks down crit chance too, character skill, and then a flank, of course. Let me just move this out of the way.
Enemies and unleash
Alerted, surprised.
Devastating special ability.
What do we have down here? Nothing different.
The tactical
Okay.
choices you make during a breach can set the tone for the entire encounter.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. So if you take the ladder, good visibility. All units entering here get plus 25 aim during the breach. Now, I'm interested in how long this breach lasts, because if you're breaking these combat or these battles up into these different sections, how long do you get these benefits for? Don't know. Grapple point. Successful shots at enemies will crit. Yes, please. Grapple point here. Surprise. Successful shots at enemies during breach will stun. And then successful shots at enemies during breach will stun. All right.
Will you head to cover or engage with targets? Will agents operate solo or work together? Do you
That's cool. That little that kick that he does.
Concentrate.
That roundhouse.
Fire on the most threatening enemy, or do you try to take down multiple weaker targets first? Either way, don't expect to clear an entire room during the breach phase.
Okay, so I wonder if there's got to be some kind of lone wolf style perks where some people are going to be much more comfortable on their own, and that's going to impact your not only your breach but the way your whole battle plays out, I imagine. I do want to see how the transition from breach to combat goes. I don't know if we saw that in here, but we'll keep an eye out for it. Other little tactics things. First impression. First unit through this entrance is guaranteed to land their shot. So again, an order of operations thing. The side window, low visibility. Enemies are harder to hit. Yep. And fleet-footed. All units entering here get +3 mobility for 1 round. This is sick. This is so cool, actually. Like, this is a game changer. And then we saw that whole order of operations along the side of the screen, where kind of everybody seems like they're going to roll for initiative. There's got to be a stat that controls where they place in there, I imagine. That's a totally different ball game than we've ever seen before.
Some encounters
In
have
XCOM.
multiple breach points to choose from, each with distinct advantages and disadvantages. Some breach points are only acceptable.
Let's see that one again. Okay, hard to hit. Enemies deal -1 damage during this breach. This is a vent. So, okay, check this out. Check out this little icon here. This must mean that these guys, the Vipers, they are the ones that can access these vents. And successful shots stun, and then they're harder to hit. I love it. Fleet-footed. All units get an extra 3 mobility for 1 round. Now, that marking thing that we saw previously, I'm guessing that that's not the actual icon for marking then. This is maybe just a class-specific thing, like a marksman or what have you. And these guys, you can see like the sneaky thing in the vent. Maybe some type of a breach specialist. I don't know. Totally guessing.
Points are only accessible by specific agent abilities or equipment.
That was cool.
Or equipment.
Do we see anything different here? Here's like the breach fire. High cover, -40. That's fine. I'm just looking for anything possible that could be different from what we're used to. Armor is back, obviously.
All units' turns.
Okay, now we're in combat. Let's listen to her and see if she explains the transition at all.
Are interleaved, which means that Chimera Squad agents and enemies alternate turns in a single timeline.
Yeah, see, this is... Here's the challenge, right? You take XCOM 2, which is such an amazing game, probably my favorite game of all time. And you kind of go in there and you know, like, the strategy in XCOM 2 is to alpha strike. It's how it's always been. It's how it always will be, unless you're using some crazy mods. And if you can go in and just kill the enemy before they get a chance to act, you're golden. That's like that's the puzzle aspect of XCOM that I really enjoyed. You go in, you have all these enemies. How do I kill them all? Mitigate as many of them as I can, and then let them go. And hopefully there's none of them to actually take a turn. That's not going to happen here. It sounded like there were some abilities where you can influence this timeline, moving XCOM agents or alien agents up and down within here. So that'll be really important, because still not letting somebody act is obviously going to be beneficial. Let's just take a look here at the objectives. So clear the parking lot, prevent Gray Phoenix from deleting evidence. So there's like a key target. Let's see. Is anything signified in here? This must mean... I don't know if this is representing cover. I'm guessing that that's the case, but let's keep going.
Turn order is an important aspect of your tactical plan. Knowing which enemy and agent will act next will be crucial in dealing with threats.
Okay, let's take a look here. So some of those other icons, I have no idea what they mean. I guess that Gray Phoenix is maybe not a specific character. Maybe it's like a faction. And that you can see the skull icon over on that piece of evidence, I imagine. If they can get into there and delete it, any of those guys, then you lose. Which is going to make it much more difficult than if you have just a single target that you have to stop.
This timeline presents new opportunities.
Purifiers?
Some agents...
Okay. Purifiers have historically sucked. Let's be honest. They're terrible. They don't do anything. Never accomplish much. I have to imagine they're going to fix that. And I'll keep my eye out for purifiers, but that's my assumption, is that purifiers will actually be good. This objective says clear the thought bubble. Don't know what that means.
And enemies can change units' places in the timeline. Chimera Squad has an ability called Team
Up. So Cherub coordinates with target unimpaired ally, moving their turn next on the timeline. The Team Up ability is shared between the entire squad and can only be used once per mission. And they have to be an unimpaired ally. So if somebody is like flashbanged, or we've seen stuns, not sure how that's going to come into play. Regardless, they have to be in standard condition, and it can only be used by the squad once. In terms of other icons we see down there, some of them are more obvious than others, like a hunker down in position 2. I don't know what number 4 is. Looks like some type of breaching thing, or I'm not sure. 5 would be an Overwatch. 6 would be, who knows? I don't know. We've got like a smoke grenade, and then this team up ability. Position 3 could be type of lightning reflexes maybe that you can activate just based on the icon, but who knows?
Once per mission, you can choose a member of your squad to jump right to the top of the turn order. This can allow
watch
you to
in
get
position
an agent
8 here?
to safety, or to get the drop on an enemy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Agents who take a beating
Okay.
and lose all...
I'm just looking at some of the icons popping up. So Praetorian, this enemy coming in hot right now. Melee strike. And then we have somebody over here it's announcing a duel of some kind.
Points start bleeding out.
Jeez.
Another agent must then stabilize their ally. Stabilized agents remain unconscious for the rest of the battle. If an agent bleeds out entirely, the mission fails and must be restarted.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that on first go through. If any agent bleeds out, you have to restart the mission. Okay. So let's talk about this, because this leads me to believe that the entire way that we're handling soldiers is different. I don't know if permadeath is a thing. I don't know what type of customization we're going to have access to, because a lot of these guys look like specific characters, and they all have predetermined names. Now you could say like randomly generated soldiers in XCOM 2 have the same type of thing. They're randomly generated names. But based on this, where if a soldier goes down, you have to redo the mission. That's interesting. Because I was wondering, why are they highlighting this stabilization thing? Because we could do that in the previous games. And this, you know, it's nice. It's obviously good because that person lives. But this puts an end to the mission. So that's like a top priority to make sure that nobody goes down.
Keeping your agents healthy and in the field is critical, as agent ability
Damage increased. So this, I like that there's like ways to buff your party members more. I really like that. I hope she mentioned synergies coming up here, I think. And I would like to see a lot of those. I think that would be really fun.
synergize with each other in different ways. Each
Supercharge.
agent has a
Supercharge. So that guy puts that shield up. Maybe that's like just a damage buff called Supercharge. And maybe you're getting extra damage based on that. That's my guess.
unique set of skills that they can bring to the team.
Fond farewell. Maybe, I don't know. I could be way off on these. We'll see how many predictions are correct. But fond farewell is, I'm guessing, some type of on death ability where he, I don't know, let's see if he blows up. No. So maybe it's an on death ability where he blows up around him or something. Fond farewell.
Some agents can destroy an enemy's cover to
This
give the
looks
rest
sick.
of the squad a better chance to hit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Other agents can forcibly move units, triggering an ally's
Dirty.
overwatch or pulling an ally.
That's sick. So that Overwatch, I wonder if that's a specific type because he seems to be melee oriented. You stand next to him, transfer somebody in from on the other side of the wall, and then the Overwatch triggers. I mean, you could do stuff like that in current XCOM, but I like that they're expanding on it and they are building it in there as like a usable thing. Just looking at some of these icons, 3 kind of looks like just the regular kind of energy thing from like a Psy operative. 4 maybe is like a stun again. 5 is an Overwatch. 6 we've seen a couple times. I don't know what that icon's representing. The thumbs up, no idea. Looks like a flashbang in 7, and then that team ability in 8 there. I think 2 is the ability that they just used.
ally to safety. Some agents
Kinetic shield down in the middle of the screen there. Same icons.
can even shield a teammate. Equipment can provide additional abilities to any agent.
That's cool. It's like an EMP bomb basically that disables some type of bomb. It's disabling
The
weapons.
unique and varied skills of Chimera Squad will provide endless opportunities for tacticians.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay.
Every mission begins and ends at HQ, your hub for all operations. New missions and their potential.
Wow. Let's take this in. So, City Anarchy we talked about. Some of the districts, the supplies. Let's see. Spec Ops, training, armory, supply, investigation.
Rewards can be viewed in the city map. Chimera Squad can embark on some missions immediately.
Okay.
Investigations can speed progress towards critical missions.
So there's this like kind of prep work that's involved, and it looks like if you just take a look at where it says no field team in the square beside it with the plus, I'm guessing that you have to assign one of these agents to that, and then it will get you access or speed something up, slow something down, whatever.
Some missions may not have the most tantalizing rewards, but need to be prioritized for other reasons.
Our opposition took a hostage when they realized 31 PD had them surrounded. We need to move in before this turns into a bloodbath, so you gotta go. What is the signifier, I wonder, for like this is a mission you have to take?
Like
Maybe it's
lowering
just...
the level of unrest. Each district.
Let's see. Does anything kind of give that away? Track alloy thieves, Illyrium smugglers. Okay, so looks like in that situation on the right, under Highland Square, maybe the reward is 80 intel, same icon. The bottom right in the stacks, the reward would be Illyrium. Makes sense. Hidden faction target, 3 days. Maybe that unlocks a mission.
In the city has its own unrest score. If any district score maxes out, the unrest of the entire city will rise.
Okay.
If overall city unrest reaches a critical level, Chimera Squad will fail their campaign.
Ouch.
And the model city of unification will be consumed in chaos and violence.
So I gotta imagine there's ways to bring that down. And if you have a district that's at max and then it's pushing your overall city up, if you bring that district off of maximum, does it bring down your overall progress as well? We'll see.
Promote any agents who ranked up during their last encounter in the armory.
Okay.
Promotions.
Okay, let's look at this.
Give agents.
So for Axiom here, 13 missions, 29 kills. Tanky little mofo. He's got a bunch of abilities already on the right side of the screen. Smash, Rage, Battering Ram, Shrug It Off, Adrenal Surge, and Psych Up. You can probably guess what a lot of those mean. Battering Ram, I'm going to guess, is what we saw, where he breaks that cover. Always a favorite. And then on the left side, okay, so these guys are in fact called agents. So Deputy Agent, you get your base skill for probably whatever that class is. Field Agent, you get a choice. Special Agent, you get whatever it is. Senior Agent, you get another choice. And then Principal Agent, it seems like that's the highest rank here. That's all that we can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 possible promotions for these guys with various choices in between. I don't know if there's a system where you can go back and unlock additional skills that are currently locked based on the choice that you make at Field Agent or Senior Agent. We'll see.
New abilities to use in the field. You can also
now some customization here.
Adjust their equipment.
So they have 2 armor slots, primary weapon slot, a breach item, and 2 utility items. Okay, so that answers some of the questions from the loadout screen that we had seen before. The extra padding that we see grants 1 HP to the agent. He's got a scar called Shell Shocked. Don't know what it does.
Stock up on your equipment and supply and the Scavenger's Market. Supplies.
Oh, let's look at this. Okay, so currently what we see here, we've got medikits. Can restore 4 HP to a single agent. Can also remove burning, acid, poison. Carrying a medkit grants immunity to poison. I love that they've brought a lot of things that, you know, if you've played XCOM, you're going to be familiar with. Even some of the immunity stuff. I think that's really cool. I just realized in some of the stuff that I'm pointing out, I'm probably blocking it on the screen, but I apologize for that. Hopefully that didn't happen too often. We've got flashbangs, smoke grenades, ceasefire grenades. That's probably from the cutscene we saw where he threw it out and I said it was like an EMP bomb for guns. I imagine that that's what that's doing. Tracer rounds for accuracy, trank rounds for like a paralysis or a stun or a sleep of some kind. Motile inducer. Not sure what that could be. Breaching charge for some type of explosion in that breaching phase. Auto key card. There must be terminals that we're going to be needed to access. Maybe unlocks doors. Maybe accomplishes objectives. Not sure. An android to replace somebody, I guess. Infiltrator weave. That sounds like a vest probably that you would wear. Maybe give somebody extra HP. Extra padding, same thing. And then a mock weave is probably a stronger version of an infiltrator weave, if I had to guess.
Always open for business, but lacks some of the more exotic goods the Scavenger's Market.
Oh, let's check this. Okay. There's a motile inducer. Artificially stimulates the nervous system, allowing an agent to act rapidly under pressure. So the Scavenger Market, open today only. Next market appearance in 4 days. So when this pops up, you need to be all over it because these are limited time. And it looks like you spend intel at the Scavenger Market. So the target ally for a motile inducer gains 2 actions immediately. Does not affect the target's cooldowns. Okay. The advanced scope increases aim by 10%. And the advanced stock. This is gonna make some people very mad. I know quite a few people in the XCOM community who are against having stocks because it just doesn't make sense, right? You're not hitting your target, yet you're still dealing damage. It's a nice way of, like, in a game that can be very punishing because all your shots aren't hitting, It's a nice way of having something that's guaranteed. I can see why it's still in there. We'll see.
Is known to offer. However, the Scavenger's Market only opens occasionally and may not always be around when you need it.
Yep, fair enough.
At the assembly, you can create items and upgrades for sale at the store. You'll need to research.
Whoa. Create items and upgrades for sale at the store. Let's take a look through here. So, modular weapons. Our stock equipment from XCOM is serviceable, but for the threats we face, we'll need to make some modifications. Required android personnel. It costs 25 Illyrium, takes 2 days, I guess that's signifying. Rewards, agent can equip weapon mods in the armory. New XCOM supply item, autoloader, stock, and expanded mag. So this is, I guess, like a research type tree then, right? We have similar things to what we've seen in XCOM 2, modular weapons being one of them that's highlighted here. Enhanced armor, you can imagine exactly what that's doing. Breach explosives, breach tactical equipment, modular androids. So maybe they can't equip or can't use modded weapons, or maybe they have mod slots specific to androids, and then improve field teams. Not sure if that's like a squad size thing or everybody gets stronger. Who knows?
Patterns before you can build them. If you want to avoid being down an agent mid-mission,
See if there's anything new in here. No.
you can build and
Here's the android talk. So if you don't want to be down in a mission, build an android. Sure, sounds easy, but you're probably going to be broke all the time. Androids serve as reinforcement units if an agent is downed in combat. Construct a brand new combat grade android. They're fully capable tactical units that provide critical backup to agents on combat missions. Now, I'm not sure if this means that if somebody goes down, these guys come in during a mission, or if you have to prep to assume somebody's going to go down, and then you would bring your android in like an inventory slot. These are all things that look like they fill inventory slots. So maybe these just deploy if someone's downed. Who knows?
androids to fill in for unconscious allies.
Now, there is some tinting of the armor, which is nice. So there's some customization there, but I haven't seen anything about names. Nothing yet. So I'm still going with the theory that that's not happening. It's vision upgrades, processor upgrades, chassis upgrades, motor upgrades.
Androids and change their equipment, but they
Increase the android's total HP by 2. All right.
don't have special abilities.
Look at these guys. So no special abilities on the androids. Here's another look at a different agent that we didn't see. Patchwork, 87 kills and 30 missions. Not bad. This looks like our hacker slash, does a gremlin do healing still? Chaining jolt, so some type of maybe like a zap from the gremlin that would maybe bounce. Hacking doors, pretty standard. Combat sensors maybe improves aim or something against whoever you're targeting with the gremlin would be a good guess, I think. Voltaic arc. Maybe that's what I thought chaining jolt was. Who knows? Stasis field. Oh, cool. Okay, so we're borrowing that from like a psi operative. And putting it on a gremlin now as a stasis field. So you put somebody in the stasis field, they can't be hurt, but they can't do anything, would be my guess. High voltage, not sure. Maybe some type of buff to its electrical damage output. Capacitor discharge, we're familiar with. I imagine it's the exact same skill, kind of hovers over like, and then reprogram would be maybe like an enemy hack. So you reprogram to work for your side, I have to imagine. She's got a scar called Sluggish. I was thinking maybe speed related, but if you look at the top, her dodge is minus 15. I'm going to guess that Sluggish is maybe impacting her dodge. But it could very well be speed or the number of tiles they move or what have you. So who knows? Agent abilities, agent biography. We'll see.
If an agent is critically wounded, they may develop a scar,
Oh, yeah. Okay. She showed us that. I'm like,
which
all
will
right,
lower
cool.
a key stat. Assigning an agent to training will repair the scar.
I like
if
that.
you can afford to have the agent out of.
So there's a similar stuff like this in XCOM 2 for sure. Heighten reflexes, remove the agent's sluggish dodge scar, and then there's something called unlock potential there.
A mission for a few days. Training can give an uninjured agent.
Unlock potential rewards 1 utility item slot.
stats or even new abilities.
Critical mission bottom right saying, hey, there's a mission we got to do today. Just seeing if there's anything else that I've missed.
Spec Ops can be used to send a single agent out to gain resources.
Send a single agent out to gain resources. So there's a whole bunch of options here. Glad handling, convince well-to-do individuals and business groups to provide stopgap funding in this time of crisis. It's going to cost 3 days. You get 85 rewards. This is extremely similar to XCOM 2, where you send people out on those missions. Usually take 2 days. They come back. You get the reward. There's a chance they could be captured. There's a chance they could be injured. Don't know if they have that same chance here, but obviously that exact same idea.
Or for
this is a reward for intel.
other strategic goals.
Delirium.
Like
Reduce unrest in all districts by 1. Now that is cool. Requires 1 or more security field teams at rank 2. Cool. And it's long. Takes 5 days. You have to have a very special group that can do it.
lowering the level of unrest in various districts of City 31. Chimera Squad must prevent anarchy at all costs. City 31 is the first step
Dude, I'm
toward a
so
unified
stoked
future.
for this. Like, I am so excited.
A lot is riding on the shoulders
Man.
of Chimera Squad. A lot is riding on you.
Oh, I'm so stoked. I am ready. I love it, man. I love anything XCOM. It's quite clear that this is going to be very different from what we know, but there's going to be some familiar mechanics. This stylistically is completely different. But the tactic stuff that's in there looks great. I have no idea what to expect, but you can be damn sure I'm going to be playing this. And typically, if you're new here, when I do an XCOM campaign, I get people to submit soldiers and stuff. I don't know if we're going to have that option. And that's fine. That's fine. That is a key enjoyment factor for me for XCOM. But this being kind of a standalone separate deal, I'm willing to set that aside. The way I kind of feel about this, if I had to guess, I think Firaxis is probably experimenting with a lot of different mechanics here. And they're looking at like, okay, we have all of these ideas for like an XCOM 3, which I'm sure that they're working on. Right? Firaxis? And they're going to look at this and be like, okay, here's what worked really well. Here's what was awesome. It's kind of like an idea machine, right? And then they're going to take things from here and put it into XCOM 3, plus a whole bunch of other stuff, I'm sure. And vice versa. Maybe they have a cool idea in here that they want to try out. Like the breaching system. Is it cool? Is it fun? I don't know. We'll see. But maybe that's worked into XCOM 3 as well. So it's a kind of... I don't know what their intention is with it, but if I had to guess, that's kind of where they'd be going. And I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. Game's coming out April 24th. I'm going to be all over it. All over it. So if you're new here, get subbed up and we'll notify you when these videos go live. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope you got something out of that. I probably went a little too deep in some of the spots, but I just wanted to see how much we could catch and analyze in this gameplay trailer. Again, thanks to 2K for hooking us up with early access to these trailers so I could make this and share it. I think I'm sharing it at the same time that they put theirs up as well. So if you want to see it without any reaction stuff from me or my camera over it, which I don't normally have, by the way, if you're new here, I don't normally do like a face cam thing, but I thought for this, it could be a little bit more personal. We could talk about it. So anyways, go check out their channel for the trailer and the gameplay if you want. But we'll have a lot more action for XCOM Chimera Squad at release. So we'll see you then. Thank you so much, guys. Bye for now.